MASN insider Roch Kubatko joins us from Cleveland. There is a buzz in the air in Baltimore. I can imagine there's a buzz in the clubhouse tonight, Roch. Pretty exciting times.
It is. It finally happened. Gunner's here. Now who's next? Where's Grayson? Where's Colton? Let's just keep them going. I think they had to ramp up their hair game. They're like, who else has long flowing locks? Let's get Gunnar here. It was a little unexpected that he wasn't on the taxi squad today. Seemed like the plan late last night. Bring him here with DL Hall, taxi squad, rosters expand Thursday, and then you go ahead and put him on it. But then they signed Jesus Aguilar, who had been released by the Marlins, big power-hitting first baseman. Suddenly he's on the taxi squad, and there was no longer any reason to really wait on Gunnar, even though he's only 21, late June, dominating at AA, dominating at AAA. So go ahead and let him face Tristan McKenzie tonight, and go ahead and let him face Shane Bieber tomorrow. Welcome to the show, kid. There's just nothing else to prove, and the offense clearly, after being one hit again last night for the third time this year, really struggling to score runs. Needs a jolt. Who knows if he's going to be able to provide it at this age, this experience? Maybe, maybe not. But go ahead and give it a shot and give him that experience. They feel like he's more than ready. Brandon Hyde watched him take really early hitting today, like hours before the scheduled batting practice session, and was so impressed by him, just the power that he shows, the strength in that box. So they're really excited about him, but they also know that, hey, you try and temper the expectations a little bit. Good luck with that. They couldn't do it with Rutschman. They can't do it with Henderson. We'll see how it works out, but he certainly has done enough in the minors, and here he is on the active roster.
He's been so good at every level. He had a little hiccup when he first got to Aberdeen, and then he started hitting lights out in AA, AAA. He's answered every challenge. He
has, and it was a little slow initially in AA as well. But he was drafted as a project, as you guys talked about earlier. At his age, second round, an Alabama prep player. He wasn't somebody who was overly polished at that point, not like a Colton Cowser or Heston Kierstad before his illness and the injury, who were supposed to move quickly through the system. This was supposed to be more of a project, which is interesting for a second rounder. And then he's progressed much quicker, I assume, than what they thought here when he's going to make his Major League debut tonight at age 21, and barely 21. And he's been facing everybody who's older than him, and it hasn't fazed him at all. So I think he's moved maybe a little quicker through the system than they thought. But they knew they had a special talent. That's why they made that kind of commitment to him, what round and financially. But he was supposed to be a little bit of a project, and he's come along quite well. It speaks a lot to his natural talent, speaks a lot to the instruction he's received.
So he's in the lineup at third base tonight. How do you see it defensively playing out over the next month or so?
I think Hyde would prefer, in a perfect world, to keep him on the left side of the infield. Now, he did get some reps, first base, back-to-back starts with Norfolk. He's been playing some second base. His start last night was at second. I think ideally they'd like him to stay on the left side. And, of course, that would primarily be third base because Jorge Mateo is entrenched at shortstop. We could see him some at second base. First base would be the fourth of those four options just because he hasn't played there as much, and they have plenty of options at first with Ryan Mountcastle, with Aguilar. Some other guys been taking ground balls. Now, I don't know who backs up tonight if Mountcastle has to leave the game because Tyler Nevin was option. They'll figure that out. But there could be a little bit of second base. But as Hyde said, they have a lot of options there as well. I mean, you have Odor, you have Urias, for example, Terran Vavra. So you don't necessarily need Henderson there. That's why I think you're going to see him a lot at third base.
All right, a two-pronger for you, Roch. How does DL Hall get used, and will we see Grayson with the Orioles this year?
I'll take the easier one first. I mean, Hall's going to be out of the bullpen. He made 4 appearances at Norfolk, making that transition. And I asked Brandon, I said, are you comfortable with him in high-leverage situations now? And he said, I don't really have much choice. Most of the games we play, with the exception of last night, have been close, so he's going to have to be used in high leverage. He's got great stuff, but one Major League appearance, none out of the bullpen, so you don't know how he's going to respond and what it's going to look coming out of the bullpen, and only 4 relief appearances with Norfolk. But they love his stuff, and they need a little boost for that bullpen as well. Even though the Stars have been going deeper lately, collectively as a group, they seem to be getting a bit fatigued. They've covered a lot of innings. So he will work out of the pen, and I think you're going to see him quite a bit in the high leverage. It could be 1 to 3 innings. He won't have much choice. Grayson, he starts Thursday for Aberdeen. The goal to get him back to AAA, and then after that, he could make his Major League debut in September. Rotation or another bullpen guy, Tyler Wells, when he comes off the injured list, he very well could be in that bullpen as well. So there are a lot of reinforcements, a lot of big arms coming.